If you are a massive motorsport fan outside of Formula 1, you will more than likely know the Andretti name from IndyCar, Nascar, and many other series within the sport. So it's come to no surprise that Andretti wants to get into the pinnacle of motorsport, which of course is Formula 1. However, it has been years and years of trying to get into the sport, but it has not been as easy as you would have thought. In this video, we are going to take a dive into what has been the issues in why Andretti has taken so long to get even close to joining the Formula 1 grid, and how the recent developments have been massive for the whole Andretti team. Let's get into it. So, what exactly have been the issues with Andretti not getting into the grid so early? There have been many issues. One of these has been quite damaging and somewhat that Andretti still needs to fix, and this is of other teams not wanting him to come into the sport. Now, those are, of course, rumours, but there have been comments from some teams within the paddock who do not want an Andretti to join under any circumstances. Of course, we do not know exactly why some teams do, but we do try and offer some sort of reasons why they will not want such a successful team on the grid. One of the reasons may just be out of fear that Andretti will come on the grid and ruffle some feathers and become a top team and challenge Red Bull, Mercedes and Ferrari. More opposition to these teams is just another headache, of course. These teams will want them to have no competition if it was possible, and another team in the fight will be annoying for them, so it is easy to understand their frustration. One team in particular which has actually come out and is being supportive is that of Zak Brown, which is not surprising as he is American just like Andretti. But of course, not everyone in the paddock hates Andretti, as Brown will happily accept another team in the sport. That moves us nicely onto the next issue that has been plaguing Andretti, is that Formula 1 do not really want 11 teams on the grid, and most of the fans agree. The last time we had 11 teams on the grid was all the way back in 2016. And ever since we've had a very even 10 teams and 20 drivers, which is a lot more simple and streamlined. However, with Andretti possibly joining, it will give 2 more seats available to other drivers, and with the sport being jam-packed full of talent and great drivers like Daniel Ricciardo and Mick Schumacher not having a set, it gives a better chance of drivers being left out of the sport. But what do you think? Are you welcome to have 11 or even more teams on the grid? Or are you a fan of only having the 10 current teams on the grid? Let us know in the comments below. The final issue is that there have not been as many American successful teams in the sport. Yes, we have Haas, but let's be honest, they are hardly American. They just have American owners, and their car was pretty much a white Ferrari in 2022. But this could be a reason for people not wanting Andretti, as it will look bad in America too, where Formula 1 is very popular right now. But surely Andretti will further help this out, right? Well, anyway, these are just some of the issues that Andretti has had, and now we're going to look into exactly what the new developments have been regarding Andretti's chances of getting into Formula 1 in the near future. A major development broke recently that really did make the chance of Andretti getting on the grid massive. Of course, you've probably heard the news, and that is Andretti are joining forces with Cadillac to make their push towards the pinnacle of the motorsport. If you don't know Cadillac, they are one of the biggest car manufacturers within the US market, and they bring in a lot of money and credibility to Andretti to make the push they've been waiting for many years. We all know how expensive it is to get into Formula 1, and with Andretti getting such a huge partnership that will allow him to afford the entrance fee to get into Formula 1. With Cadillac being an American-based company, this will further help Andretti persuade Don Michele and all the higher-ups within the sport, because it is clear for everyone to see that Formula 1 wants to stay and keep going further into the US market. Miami joined the grid in 2022, which meant we had 2 races in the USA, which many fans thought it was too many in just one country. But Formula 1 decided 2 was not enough. Then we would have the announcements of the 3rd US Grand Prix, which would join the grid in 2023 with the Las Vegas Grand Prix. So it's very clear for all of us to see that Formula 1 wants the US market to be key, so why on earth would they not want a massive US team to come onto the grid? Andretti and Cadillac will have a lot of influence in America, so if F1 actually decided that this move should happen, it would be massive. This announcement really came out of the blue, and a lot of fans on social media do believe that Andretti could be on the grid as early as 2026. Will it be successful, or will it be another American Formula One team failure? We'll have to see once they join the grid. Now, on to exactly what could happen for Andretti if he does join the sport. Now, it'll probably be in 2026, as this is when we'll be having the brand new regulations regarding the engine. We know that Audi will be joining as an engine manufacturer, and there are rumours that other famous brands like Porsche, so if Andretti does join in 2026, it'll probably be the best for them. As long as Andretti does get the green light to join the grid as in early 2023, they will have a good amount of time to put in all the foundations into place to make sure they join the grid being competitive. They cannot rush joining Formula One, as if you come in unprepared, you have all the spotlight on you, and Andretti does not want to bring any shame to his brand that he has built for so many years. They will want to come in and around that midfield and hope that they can build and become championship contenders, but they cannot join as one of the slowest cars on the grid, because it will take years and years for that issue to be fixed. Overall, it's pretty fair to say that Andretti has tried and tried to get in the sport for many years. We have forgotten to count. After his failed attempt to buy Sauber in 2021, he has been motivated ever since to get onto the grid at the pinnacle of motorsport to show the whole world who and what Andretti are all about. With the very recent developments, it will honestly be a disaster if Andretti does not get on the grid either in 2026 or after, as this new partnership looks like to have the sole aim of getting them into Formula One. Haas are the most recent team to join with the grid, and for their first few years in the sport, they were top of the midfield, and this was with having issues with a title sponsor, something that Andretti may already have. So the future is looking good for the motorsport legendary team. I'm sure Andretti will have the support of pretty much all of America, as to be honest, they have not had a full American team do so well. This support could take them to the very top as long as they appoint the right staff and good drivers who could consistently drive well and not just send the car into the wall because they are a paid driver. Many people believe that Andretti will be able to challenge for the titles in the near future, all because of the amount of backing is put into the team, and they are successful in every other category that they are in. So they should be successful in Formula One. But we all know anything can happen in this sport, and they could join and be the worst team on the grid. That is something to possibly see in the new years. But what do you think of Andretti? Will they be this big American brand that comes in, dominates everyone else? Or will they be another team that are just in the midfield and are not as successful at all? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching this video, and make sure that you like this video and subscribe for more videos just like this one.